This morning to talk about their newly formed caucus and the role that veterans play. This is Representative Jimmy Panetta, Democrat of California, and Representatives Don Bacon of Nebraska, Republican from that state, both of them representing the four-country caucus. Both serve as co-chairs. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Talk a little bit about the formation of this caucus, particularly its name and what you plan to do with it, Representative Panetta.
Yeah, look, I think, during my last term, Don and my first term, it got to a point where the only bipartisanship you were seeing was when you would turn on the TV was about funerals of statesmen. Be it John McCain, be it George H.W. Bush, or be it John Dingell recently. We wanted to change that. We wanted to make sure people understood that there were members in Congress who were not just here to make a point, we're actually here to make a difference. And those are the types of people, those qualities come from veterans, people who served, because they understand what it means to get the job done. And so coming into this Congress in the 116th, Don and I came together with the help of Ry Barcott and basically decided, let's make sure that there is a venue for us to sit down at the table, Republicans and Democrats, those of us who have served, to actually have civil discussions and try to get things done on areas where we can come together and move forward. And therefore, that was pretty much the creation of the four-country caucus. And it's a real honor to have Don Bacon as the co-chair. Someone who does, I come from California, he comes from Nebraska. I'm a Democrat, he's a Republican. But more importantly, we've not only served, but we served together in Congress, and we actually, I don't know, he may say something different, but we actually like each other.
Well, Representative Bacon, then why the role of veterans, and what do they bring to the table when it comes to this idea of working together on things?
I served nearly 30 years in the Air Force, had 16 assignments, 4 tours to the Middle East, and I don't remember ever hearing, are you Republican or are you a Democrat? When you try to get something done in Iraq or Afghanistan, Syria, wherever it may be, we work together to get a job done. And in Congress, we have so much gridlock, vitriol, and what I've saw in the last 2 years, I see it now, whether it's Republicans in charge or Democrats in charge, whoever's the leadership wants to pass the perfect bill for their party, typically in the House, has no chance in the Senate, often no chance to become law. We need to be sitting down trying to find consensus areas. We may not be able to answer the entire immigration issue, but we can do 30 or 40% where we find agreement now. Let's pass that. Let's keep making steps forward. And I think veterans, by and large, want to solve problems for our country, so they're going to look for areas of consensus so we can move our country forward. That doesn't mean we're going to get maybe to home plate on every issue, but we can get halfway, 2/3 of the way. It's better than what we're doing now, where we're in a gridlock, we're in our trenches, and there's no compromise. I think we know how to compromise and get stuff done.
Yeah, I think if I may, Pedro, I mean, one of the things back in December, there was this article, basically Bush and McCain were linked by a fading concept, duty and honor. And the article ended with a quote that inspired me to be part of this caucus. And it said, the question is whether there will again be a generation of ambitious, if more diverse, politicians bonded by common purpose and the sense of duty that military and other forms of service can inspire. Some in the Capitol take hope in the swelling ranks in Congress of those who fought in Afghanistan and Iraq, a bipartisan group that includes 16 new members and which may feel devotion to a more unified cause and may be more willing to resist the temptations of today's partisan wars. And I believe that that's exactly what the four-country caucus is about.